Let's talk about a word that commonly makes people in the high-end restaurant segment cringe. That is the word free. I'm going to go ahead and squash any notion that there's not value and opportunity for the highest of the high-end restaurants. I'm Matt Plapp, and I love high-end restaurants. I love steak. I grew up in a very fortunate family that my mom and dad had a lot of connections, and we ate at a lot of great restaurants, including one of my favorites here in Northern Kentucky called Walt's Hitching Post. Well, what I want to talk to you about today is a case study for a client that we're working with that is high-end. And there's a little thing in the marketing business they like to say. People get addicted to coupons and discounts. They don't get addicted to free. You see, recently I walked into a coffee shop locally, and I walked up to the front desk, and the lady handed me my cup and said, "Hey, Matt, it's on us today." I go, "Oh, seriously? How come?" She goes, "Well, you're a great customer. We see you a couple times a week. It's on us." I thanked them, and I left. In my mind, I was stoked. I never thought I was going to come in and get free again. It was a perk. It was a bonus. But if every time I went in, I got a discount, damn right I'm expecting a discount. That's most cute. That's how most consumers are their brain is wired. But let's talk about how we're helping a high-end restaurant take the word free and drive a lot of revenue. So here we're looking at is a client of ours that is a higher-end restaurant. And I'm just going to highlight a couple things in this. This is our dashboard that we get emailed every day. And this is only the front end. And I stress this because the goal is not this $7,400 that they got in revenue this month. The goal is the 208 people, of which 59 who walked in the restaurant. Because what we're doing in our program is helping our clients build a database of known customers. Because here's a big difference. And I've used this example many times. There's a place that I live near called Walt's Hitching Post. My favorite restaurant, love it. I go 3 times a year. My birthday, my parents' anniversary, and then usually a special occasion with family. I don't drive by it very often. I don't live by it, and I don't work by it. The trifecta. I never drive by them. So they have to hope and pray that Matt Plapp sees their marketing somewhere else. And hope and pray that that gets me to come in. Now imagine if they had Matt Plapp's information, my email, my cell phone, my Messenger subscription. They had a targeted audience they knew that I deeply engaged in. I'm going to show you that in a second. Why is that important? Because then they could invite Matt Plapp back more often. Imagine if I went to that restaurant 3 to 4 more times a year. We typically spend $250 every time we go there. So if I go back 4 more times a year, it's $1,000. You're telling me there's not 100 Matts around this market that aren't going there often enough because of their hope and pray marketing versus plan and execute? So let's look at this client. So yes, they spent down here so far in our program, they've been in it about 6 months, and they've spent $4,640 on the front end. They've gotten $31,859 on the back end. Their offer, as I'll show you in a second, is a free appetizer. No strings attached, nothing at all. 100% free appetizer. They've had 14% of the people redeem that offer. It's kind of low on our scale, but what we see in the restaurant business with regards to conversion is that we'll get opt-ins for a lot of restaurants. The higher value the restaurant, the higher segment, the more it costs. So you can see here in the month of, this is the month of February, basically 30 days. Actually, this is the month. We've spent $400 and we've had 199 opt-ins. So we spent $2 per person to join the program. I've got casual dining and fast food restaurants spending 30 cents to get an opt-in. The difference is people spend 15 bucks there. They spend a couple hundred here sometimes. I think the average check in this program is around 130 right now. But what we're doing is we're acquiring people at $2 a pop on the ad spend. Then we're getting 14% of them to come into the restaurant. Yes, not the greatest. Direct mail gets 2 to 3%. And oddly enough, I see high-end restaurants all the time in my market. The Ruby's brand, Walt's. I see a lot of them using direct mail. They're getting probably a 2 to 5% return. At least in my experience with hundreds of restaurants, that's what you expect. We're getting 14% here. Yes, I've got some clients getting 40 to 50% redemption. But again, you get people that opt in like one day I'm going to go there. They eat out less often at high-end restaurants. So just to look at this, the concept of this program is how do we acquire data to get people to come back into the restaurant more often. So you can see we've acquired 1,376 customers into this program in 5 to 6 months. And in that 5 to 6 months, it's generated 31,000 in sales. So they're getting about a 7 to 8 to 1 return on their spend on the front end. But the annual impact is where it is. It's how do I get this customer these 212 redemptions? I know that they've come in and spent money. How do I get them back 1 or 2 more times? And that's where you use the database, creative retargeting, creative emails, creative text, creative Facebook Messenger campaigns, creative Instagram ad campaigns, retargeting very specific people in this audience. And so that's the front end. Let's look at the post and let's look at how simple this is. Now I'm going to walk you through why this works so well and how engagement marketing can help your restaurant. So number one, we've got a very clear call to action. Free appetizer. Comment below and let us know your favorite dish. Never been, don't worry. We'd love for you to stop by, let us know. When you comment, we'll send you a free appetizer. Now, one key element, you see this word see more, these 2 words here. We always write our post text long enough to get them to click that, because here's what happens. Number one, somebody stops on Facebook or Instagram when they see a post like this. Number 2, they click see more. So now Facebook knows to start eliminating people who don't stop and don't click see more, and to find people like that more often. Now, the minute these people engage on this ad as they comment, or other ones like this where they click a message to go directly into Messenger, we now get them to opt into Messenger. That's action number 3. We get them to give us their email address 4, their birthday 5, their cell phone 6, and then they do a double opt-in confirming text SMS 7. So they've done 7 items to get this delivered to them. So what that allows us to do, number one, is now we have a very deep audience. I can go back to Facebook and I can retarget people that took a lot of steps to get into this program. The second part is I now have a database that not only they didn't just take a direct mail out of the newspaper, out of the the coupon of the newspaper, direct mail piece out of their mailbox, or like we have this VIP one that comes in a fancy plastic wrapping, which is supposed to be higher end, and they pulled it out of there. They didn't just hear a radio commercial. They didn't just see a TV commercial. They did 7 things. This customer now knows your brand, likes your brand, and probably trusts it. And that's what drives exposure. This one post right here with the ad behind it has had 25,000 people reached, 2,249 have engaged in it, 63 have loved it, 1,473 have commented, 2,434 clicks within the ad. That's the see more, that's going to the Facebook page, that's clicking the pictures, 1,913 photo views. So when you go back to the stats of this campaign, you say, hey, this client spent $4,640 and got 2,249 comments, likes, reactions, all that good stuff, reached 25,000 people, got 1,900 photo views, got 2,400 other clicks. Oh, and on the top of that, grew a database of 1,376 people, of which the majority of us give them their email, their birthday, and their cell phone. And they got $31,000 in sales in the front end. So when you're thinking about your digital marketing and you're a higher end restaurant, get out of the mindset that free is not for me. Because I can tell you, I'm a higher end restaurant customer. It doesn't degrade your brand when I see on Facebook or Instagram, Matt, want a free steak, click here to get yours. Because what happens, customers who can't afford your brand are less inclined to engage in that ad. And then the customers who do engage in your ad, Facebook finds more of them. And when you're using something like we're using, 7, 8, 9 steps, and then people that redeem, because you see this ad we're running now is re-optimized off of those 212 people that have spent $31,859. We are now telling Facebook, go find me more people that look like that. And we get more targeted people. So I can promise you, you get me into a database from a free steak offer, they have a free bottle of wine in this promotion somewhere down the line, or a discounted, I guess, deeply discounted. It's a really cool promo. You get a free appetizer. That will get me to come into your restaurant. It'll also get me into your database. And when I'm in your database, I might go from visiting 3 to 4 times a year to visiting 8 to 10 times a year. So ask yourself, Do you have a problem with giving away a food cost item of $5, $10, $15 at a free offer to get an 8-to-1 return on the front end, to get a possible 20 to 30 return on the back end? I hope not. Because remember this, consumers do not get addicted to the word free. They get addicted to discounts. And I agree. If you're a higher end restaurant, you do not need to be doing that many discounts. But if you bribe me with a VIP incentive to get me to give you info, and I know, like, and trust your brand, I will give you the info, I will patronize your business, and I will come back more often when you invite me with the right type of marketing. So stop hoping and praying and start planning and executing. That's all I got. See you later.